yeah, I should probably, again, reiterate stuff before I go ahead and just start the run. So, um, again, the run itself, pre-recorded. I did this while I was stuck in the middle of campus, and I just wanted to go ahead and just provide some extra commentary on top of things, primarily so John Williams doesn't stone me to death by having his music. I don't think, actually, I don't think I even have it in this first run. I think it's the second one where I did have music just slightly playing. Although, honestly, I think the audio was quiet enough. I don't think it's really gonna matter that much. So, anyway, uh, you. Okay, now just make sure I don't have my cursor on the top of the thing, and it could just be clear, clean video. So once we load in, timer begins. Oh God,
All right, man.
that is
Today's
notably
target is
louder.
an energy collector on the northern section of the platform. If we can take it down,
Okay, so
production facilities in the area
it is
will
loud enough.
grind to a halt. Let's move them out.
So anyway, we're starting with the first planet, Magito.
To capture it before
One of the first things you got to do is make a mad dash towards this command post. Now, there is a trick you can try and do, which is infinite sprint. As you can see in the very bottom left, that little yellow meter is your stamina bar. And normally it's limited to a certain amount, obviously, as stamina goes. However, there's a exploit which is like a frame or two perfect, where you can just infinitely sprint for however long.
well done, man.
There are means to make it easier, but I fucked it up.
Take out those turrets and clear the deck.
And now we have to destroy these turrets, which normally you're meant to use rocket launcher class,
Before we can begin our
and
assault on the enemy
I
turret,
reselect them,
we have to get past
which is
the
faster than
shield
just
battery.
waiting for the reload
Behind
animation.
the shield,
Uh,
take out the generator
I was stupid for
and
doing
capture
this.
CP.
We'll get to that in the next run.
Lookout point for our mission.
And then afterwards, we throw a random grenade, or thermal detonator, off into the distance, and it just so conveniently destroys this shield, which would be the next objective. Following that, we can switch to Chiari Mundi and capture another command post, which will be a very, very common thing across
We have to penetrate
the story
their
mode,
shield barricades.
or
So
CPs,
move out.
as they love to refer to them as.
Good work.
Totally nothing problematic with that.
Turn them to the dropship on the other side of the bridge. Now take the
And here we pretty much have a fetch quest where we pick up this item and take it all the way back to the start of the level. And here's me yet again attempting to do infinite sprint stuff. I eventually get it.
I can see the dropship.
And as you can tell, because obviously Jedi and Sith characters are infinitely faster than the regular infantry troops,
very happy man.
getting infinite sprint with them is a lot more handy. And as soon as we get the victory sign to pop up, we are able to just quit, and it will load us straight into the next planet. For this category, we skip all the space fights, which is very nice and very convenient. There are runs where you do them, but yeah, shit sucks. Anyway, on to Fallujah, and here we switch to the heavy trooper class. We place down a few mines, and with a well-timed or place rocket launcher shot, we are already through like 3 of the 6 accolades. These giant, like, monster creatures. You originally seen Attack the Clones, I think, on Geonosis. Anyway, mine's completely one-shot them, and our upgraded pistol can melt through them if need be. But we didn't really need to utilize it too much. And here we skip our first Autoscroller section. Normally we'd have to wait X amount of minutes to defend the ATT, which is so easy to do. You honestly don't even need to worry about it. Like, you need to try and ruin or fail that part of the mission. So, another fetch quest, and then afterwards we get to switch to Ayla, and now we have to destroy all these turrets. And you can see I am very desperately trying to avoid this Acklay, who's very desperate as well and trying to kill me. And even as a Jedi character, they can 1-2 shot you to death very easily. So I am doing everything in my power to make sure that that just doesn't happen. And me waiting for the victory screen, which is something that I'm really not going to be doing a whole lot of next run, because the reason why the victory sign is a little bit delayed is because it waits. This is my just very basic explanation. I probably am wrong on this to some degree, but it waits until all the voice clips and stuff are done playing, and then it's like, okay, give them the victory icon and they can move on. Yeah, if you just play with no voices, then you don't need to worry about that waiting. It'll just automatically, you know, get a move on.
We must defend the oil refinery at all costs.
Anyway, this is Kashyyyk. Normally, you'd have a 3-minute section of just defending the beachfront, and then a 4-minute section of defending the oil refinery that's at the very back of the map. You're stuck on this planet for easily over 7 minutes. And obviously with this mod, we could just do that in mere minutes. And like I said, next run, when I actually make a note of how to properly do each planet, I get through this even quicker. But yes, towards the end of the mission, we get to switch to Yoda. Everyone's favorite green Muppet with a green stick, and clean up all of the command posts scattered about. And that's it for the planet. So it goes from being one of the most tedious planets to slightly less tedious. I don't know. Trying to do all the command posts still sucks, but whatever. Imagine waiting for a game to finish. Yeah. Couldn't be me. I have neither the time nor patience for such a thing. Anyway, hi Jet. Yeah, this command post in particular is interesting because this one isn't immediately captured by the droids. And again, we make use of this in the next run, where I actually do things somewhat proper. And I capture it, or the droids can, and actually be efficient about it. Not just make a detour that costs me like another 2-3 minutes more than it should. Well, it's not that bad, but whatever. And also me trying to deal with droids, getting into the area of the command post, which keeps me from being able to capture it, which keeps me from getting done with this planet, which keeps me from getting a move on with the run. But I eventually get there. Also, if you're wondering why the timer is frozen in between planets, that's just how they track stuff. The timer only goes in between planets, or I should say it prioritizes the time within planets. And then any downtime, like at the mission briefing or load points, don't count. They do still count that on the board, but I'm hearing, no, it's not splicing. They have resources on the site that make the timer freeze in between planets. This is intended. I didn't make the rules, I just followed them. Anyway, Utapau. So you can tell by the spawn RNG split, where you initially spawn in the planet can either be very, very convenient or very, very bullshit, such that it can take like another 7 or so seconds more if you get a bad spawn, and there's nothing you can do about it, you just gotta cope.
Well done. Now secure.
After capturing 2 command posts, we get the gift of being able to play as everyone's favorite meme lord Jedi, and we get to capture yet another command post. I mean, anyway, capture the command post. We get to say hi to Grievous, we wave at him, and he immediately just dies of cringe. And just bails on us, so as a fuck you back to him, we destroy his anti-aircraft turrets and steal one of the droid tanks and casually blow up this, energy tower. As the radio said, let's go with that.
For the Republic, we are victorious.
Although I'm leaving, the Force will be with you, always.
And again, dying before the stage moved on, so I have to sit through voice line, which loses me time, but whatever. Also, of course they're against splicers. That is just a unspoken law of speedrunning.
Directed by the highest authority to wipe out the insurgent Jedi Order that threatens our great empire.
I'm trying to think of a proper comparison I can relate this to, but nothing's coming to mind. Anyway, Coruscant, even though we got rid of the stupid bookshelf defense part, is still a very stupid planet. Now, don't let my aim here be the prime example as to why that is the case, but just the best way I could put it is Coruscant is the one planet where the game just loves to sprinkle in so many Jedi, and they are they just want you dead. It's the best way I could put it. Like, if you so much as stare at them the wrong way, you are fucking dead. Anyway, me yet again failing to do infinite sprint on the way up here and trying to trying to get away, but to no prevail. So I go to this checkpoint now, back at the library, because I feel it's a bit quicker. Or it is quicker. But it is still a bit riskier since, because, the room in between where I spawn and where the holocron was, again, they spawn more Jedi in there, and they are out for blood. But then again, I was also lucky just getting spawned into the top floor of the library as well, so I will take what I can get. Anyway, we very quickly switch over to Anakin and nearly get bullied by some random Jedi again. So we take care of him real quick. And now we get 3 more Jedi that we get to be bullied by. And they conveniently had to spread out, so more time loss. And that's me taking a death abuse there, so I can try and just not get voice clips to play on top of everything. Moving on to Naboo, and here we start the Empire arc of the story. Takes up like a lot more of it, really, than the Clone War section. But
A radical destabilization of the Theed government by the elimination of their queen. She is heavily guarded in the central plaza by a group of Jedi and an auto turret grid. In order to
yet again,
these defenses,
more command post capturing.
perimeter around the central plaza
And
shut down the auto turret
the
grid.
window in which we are able to really like capture this is not that big. And yeah, I decided to play it safe here real quick and heal up before going back to it because there were just so many
Now it's onto the Embassy Plaza.
guards around that I cannot really do much about.
Watch out, soldier. The auto turret grid is still online. Keep you and your men out of the central plaza until
Also, I go through this overhang here. I'm not sure if this is still faster or not, but I end up taking a slightly different, well, not way, I should say, more just method of getting over here, but actually, do I die here? I don't think I do. Oh, no, I think it's a bit later on where the tank completely destroys me.
So far, so good. Now capture the guard post past the embassy.
But yeah, after the first checkpoint, we switched to the Dark Trooper, and the Dark Trooper is kind of our best friend here. Since... Oh, no, that's what happened. I got stuck in this overhang. I still feel like I ended up dying. Yeah, right there. No thanks to that idiot, but... Yeah, as I mentioned before, and... Oh, there are the tanks, conveniently spawn trapping us. Dark Trooper's jetpack is very, very handy when it comes to quick, like, point A, point B kind of navigation. The downside is that he is one of the weakest when it comes to overall health. At least to my... I'm pretty sure that's the case. I may be wrong, but I don't know, I'm almost certain. So, there is risk and reward to it. Obviously, for the sake of a speedrun, you want all the risk, so.
Destroy it, and the queen will be ours.
Use a couple of well-placed, well, not really well-placed, but half-baked placed, detonators in order to blow up the console, blow up Jedi, and,
You must eliminate the queen at all
eventually take care of the Queen.
a great service for the Empire. The queen's death
And thankfully, we don't need to take care of the second wave of Jedi that are here.
saving countless lives.
So long as we get rid of the Queen, we're good. You know, in hindsight, that may not be the right thing to the right thing to say, given the current affairs. But oops. Anyway, we're moving on from that. Mustafar. Mustafar, I don't think was terrible. I'm getting it confused with the second run again.
We need to infiltrate and secure that nearby mining facility. Move them out. Take control of the lava observation room.
So I will say I'm very, very jittery through the start of this, and I think the next part as well. And this does not get better. But again, with the second run. I should stop talking about that. I'll just leave everything for then.
Take control of the walkway. Watch out for snipers.
I gotta make a point here to take care of the sniper droids that are on that overhang. All the while making sure that I don't get sniped or blown up by any droids that come out of this door. And yet again, we get enough kills in the level where we can unlock the Dark Trooper, make use of him. We fling ourselves over to the next command post. Again, they ran out of ideas as to what to do. So this next part here, I forget if I struggled at all, but there...
Any droid we don't destroy today will
I don't
come
know,
back
I'm
to
dog
haunt
shit at this
tomorrow.
part. There may be some way, some better way to go about it, or maybe not. I have to do some more research and digging about. Yeah, you have to destroy these tables. Each table would take roughly 3 nades to deal with. However, normally with this one, you can have your teammates come in soon enough and just finish it off. Unfortunately, I was not so lucky, ended up getting ahead of myself, which wasted time. Then forgot that I had picked up another detonator, and so I just resorted to using guns, which lost even more time. So anyway, we do another fetch quest with the beacon. We switch to the heavy trooper, and normally this is meant to be a huge fight where we deal with a bunch of Geonosians, including like the big baddie, and he's already dead.
Scratch one droid rebellion.
He got a landmine to the face, and that was all she wrote. We're done with Mustafar, moving over to Camino, where like 95% of the stage we play as Boba Fett through.
Let's get this over with.
Boba Fett has been chosen to lead a small
Which is also very helpful because Boba also has a jetpack, which we can abuse and make good use out of. As well as just a lot of explosives and shit, so we're just able to place a det pack, a C4 pack, next to that switch, and just immediately start the next bit, where we gotta haul this DNA sample back over to spawn point of the level. And unfortunately, jetpack users cannot utilize their jetpack when they're carrying an item or a flag in this case, which they don't really have their own custom thing for like special like story mode items. It just goes to the default capture the flag icon, so whatever.
Good job. Now take that CP and await further orders.
Another leap of fate, we go to yet another command post. And yeah, this part, like, story-wise, is kind of interesting, I guess, to me, in a way. Or I guess just unique, like, kind of just... Because, like, we are at the phase of the Empire, but it's not exclusively, like, Empire versus Rebels. Like, this is still, like, all the pre-New Hope stuff, so... You know, we have Geonosians getting into the Mustafar's droid factory, trying to recreate the CIS, the CIS. And we have the Kaminoan words. Kaminoans? Kaminoans words. Thank you. That are creating yet another clone army, only they don't have the stupid chips that Palpatine had installed into every last one of them. And going to Naboo to casually kill the Queen. No big deal. And so, yeah, after we make use of all of Boba's det packs, we have basically fulfilled our use with him, and then we're able to switch back to the Heavy Trooper and use Rocket Launcher to deal with the remaining gunships, and with that, the remaining clone troopers left on Camino. And from here, we're kind of in New Hope territory. Not quite, we're close. We're very close.
Defend the hangar. Hangar 84G is secure. The riot
So
originated in cell block 2180. Get up there and secure.
we get
that
another
cell block.
defense mission skipped, where we have to basically defend the command post there in the hangar. And instead, we're able to immediately shoot over to the jail cells and take back the command post that is here. And me trying to be greedy for health pickups.
One of the rebels managed to get his hands on the plans for this battle station. We cannot allow those plans to leave this outpost. Dispatch the rebel carrying the plans and return them to our forces.
Thankfully, when that rebel spawns, he will stay still until the mission objective is given to you. So
The prisoners have captured the
you have
five
more than
control
enough time to just
must not allow
spawn
them to
kill
damage
him
the main
right then
hangar.
and there. Don't even have to risk him moving deeper into the level and wasting more of your time. So from here, we switch back to Dark Trooper. I tried to get creative with the detonator, which kind of worked. Looking back, I thought it fucked up, but you can see me completely taking over the kill feed as well. Just, you know, being cracked, built different, all that.
The fire control room is ours. The rebels have infiltrated Hangar 85G and are preparing to escape in one of the shuttles. Get to the hangar and take out that shuttle before it takes off.
And we make use of him one more time to go up the ramp before we switch back yet again to Heavy Trooper. You may be noticing a pattern here. We use the mines, and we make sure we yeet this one far enough away
Well
to
done, Trooper.
basically one-shot that ship
The Death Star. Troopers,
and
there's a
one-shot
Jedi
this
in the
Jedi,
hangar.
which
We're the
apparently
source of this rebellion.
was the
Destroy
whole
this
reason that the
Now, the rebel leader has been
outbreak
destroyed.
here happened
Our
in the first place.
reinforcements can take it from here. The uprising has been crushed. Well done, Trooper. Lord Vader will be most pleased with your performance.
More text, more time saved for the next run. Moving on to Polis Massa, which is a stupid level for one reason and one reason alone.
Alright,
Yet again, we
Lord
have
Vader
another
wants this
stupid
raid done by the
spawn
book. Our first objective is the
area
comms
there.
center just beyond this hangar.
I got lucky enough to be spawned upstairs. However, you can very easily spawn downstairs and waste like another 8 or so seconds. Once again, me having dog shit aim. But by some miracle, I clear out the room here anyway. So I take very, very long in doing so. So, again, as long as there's any opposing troops nearby, I cannot fully capture the command post. So, again, if I just leave them alive, it's time loss.
Along the way, we'll find a rebel holodisc containing some very important plans.
Anyway, me failing to infinite sprint here and basically being in a state of panic because I have to get these plans now back to that command post while avoiding the 20 or so rebels that just casually spawned at the exact same spot. Thankfully, their AI doesn't fully kick in straight away, so I have just enough leeway to break free of all of it.
It'll take time to realign
And I
the
only
forces
get
and
infinite
the
sprint where it
holodisc.
matters, so...
You'll have to
Or
hold off the
rather,
rebels until
after it
every mission is
mattered.
complete. Do not let the comm facility fall into enemy hands. Deep within the caverns of this complex.
Afterwards,
The
we
rebels have a data
death
chip
abuse,
that holds imperial encryption codes.
spawn back at the initial command post, switch to the engineer, which also has their own set of det packs, and we can take this vehicle, go to the other side of the map, and destroy this table. Now, normally you are better off in this case, death abusing here as well, but I was stupid when I did this run, and I didn't know better, so
The good news,
I just went ahead and backtracked.
the bad news is, the rebels have taken over the hangars.
Which,
You'll have to fight
in a
your way out.
regular run, is safer than death abusing, but as you'll see here, compared to the previous run where I didn't do that, you'll see me losing a fair bit of time. And me using the jetpack to just kill myself.
It will lead us to someone who does.
Going out in style. Anyway, next we have Tanta 4, which I've dubbed Tanta 4, which I refer to as 4 seconds because this is one of the quickest levels in the story mode, really. So, and now we are in New Hope territory, where we go through the exploding door, through the bullet hell of auto turrets, rebel troopers, and thermal detonators, and we try to defend this room with every fiber of our being, essentially. And thankfully, I just get around to clearing most of the troopers in time, although obviously I'm still a bit slow trying to play things safe, because I really don't want to have to die and waste even more time.
Head to the tech room.
You see, we now get the prompt to play as Vader, but we want to hold off, and we instead want to take care of these terminals before we switch them, which is more than doable. As long as you make use of your ammo accordingly, which I did have to rely on the sniper, which you normally don't use there, but I didn't have a choice because I only had a single thermal detonator.
Take the access code to the tech room terminal.
Anyway, we have yet another fetch quest. Only we get to play as Vader this time, which I guess is something. And now we get to go kill our daughter.
The escape pod bays and secure the rest of the ship. Princess Leia must be captured before she can escape. The day is ours. Well done, gentlemen.
It is done, Master.
Yeah, there's no way she lived through that. Leia fucking died on the spot. Vader killed his daughter. That's all there is to it. Anyway, we go from 4 seconds to 4 minutes because normally Yavin 4
you all know the mission.
got even more Autoscrollers. And thankfully, we don't have to deal with those here, although I still think, yeah. I still collectively ate shit here. All the same, though. I think half of that was because I placed an auto turret of my own. And I've come to realize that the AI loves to throw detonators at those things, so if I have any placed down, I just make sure they are nowhere near me, in case such an event were to occur again. I've made that note. Once again, Dark Trooper is our friend. Switch over to him. And noom our way over to yet another command post.
It'll be a tough slog.
And here I am crouching like a coward because you can tell in the minimap there's like 2 tanks to the other side of me.
Now rush the reflecting
The moment you already hear them trying to, shoot at me constantly. But if I were to genuinely peek my head out, they just throw all the missiles at me and I just immediately die, and that just would not be very fun. And thankfully, if you've an opposing troop on or nearby a command post you're trying to capture, if they're in a vehicle, they won't actually stop you from capturing it. Like, you can still very much capture it so long as, you know, you dodge all their stuff.
Retrieve the bomb from its drop-off location and place it near the temple security door. The bomb has a 10-second timer, so you better start running.
Anyway, another thing I realized that it's still... I want to say it's a bit slower taking the tanks through all of this in no auto-scroller mode. Or with the mod, I should say. I make it sound like it's a feature.
Decapitate the rebel command. Vengeance is ours, men. The spirits of our fallen brothers will sleep soundly tonight.
Yeah. We do another fetch quest. We get a bomb. We place it by the door. Thankfully, the bomb really doesn't do that much damage, and especially if we're in a vehicle. And we take care of the 3 or so, what should I say, like, leaders, I guess, that are in there?
There is no tomorrow, men. Today we crush the rebellion once and for all. You know the
And we're already at the final level of the game, Hoth, which we've gone from New Hope to Empire Strikes Back.
final transport ship from lifting off.
And this is the worst part of the planet, because it's a very wide, open area with a couple dozen troops, or rebels about, and like 4 or 5 different turrets, with at least 3 of them trying to kill you at one given time. Case in point. And me desperately trying to switch to Dark Trooper to numb the pain, but must take the walk of shame yet again. So at this point it doesn't matter too much because I do have some teammates making the approach up here, and thankfully they are brain dead enough to know that, hey, just throw nades at stuff. It'll make everything blow up. Eventually it'll work. I know I say that as I threw a nade earlier, but that was more so out of an act of desperation than anything else. With a nice 25 seconds lost later, we yet again switch over to Dark Trooper for one final time and Yume our way through the frozen tundra to the next command post. And another thing I will say this here and now, another thing you'll see me do a bit in my actual run, actual PV, is that I don't like primarily use first person. And I'm not just talking like, oh, you can use Jedi and Sith and no, I mean like regular infantry troops with third person as well. Which I can't really explain. I think it's just because I've played the game so long while having characters be viewed at in third person, to where there are plenty, like way more than there should be amount of times where I just feel more comfortable with third person cam in this game. Not to say I haven't gotten a bit better with first person. You'll still see me toggle through each of them. But anyway, we bully the shield generator with the AT-AT, and we bully this idiot and this other idiot that try to steal our Tauntaun, and we book it up here. And capture, not me if you heard this one, Yet another command post. And yeah, I honestly forget what the timer in the top right's meant to be. I think it's meant to be like, hey, rebels leave in this amount of time. We need to just kill them all within that period. Oh, and that was one thing I was also upset about, because my game started stuttering like this, and I have no idea why. Actually, no. I know exactly why. So, midway through the level, and I mean, like, as I'm shooting down the shield generator, I realize that I never actually plugged back in my laptop once I settled in on campus. Like, I just turned it on, fucked around a bit, and then started recording runs. So, it just goes into battery saving mode. Which means, hey, you really have, like, minutes before your PC dies. Or before your laptop dies. Maybe you want to charge it, so I made the very awkward move, trying to dig out my charger and plug it in time without losing that much time. And after I did that, the game started stuttering like this. Or did start to stutter. But nonetheless, we're done with run, and I ended it off with a 37:48, just shy of the 2 minutes I could have saved. Again, you blame the stuttering that came from me plugging in the laptop, and yeah. I think at this point, yeah, just make some shitpost in OBS text. That's it.